Hello everyone, welcome to my U programming club. Today we will be solving another daily Leetcode problem, and the problem's name is group anagrams. So given a array of strings, group the anagrams together, you can return the answer in any order. Those of you who are new to this word anagram is a word or a phrase formed by rearranging the letters of different words or phrase. Okay, of a different word or phrase, typically using original letters exactly once. So for example, there are three characters. If you rearrange these characters in NAT, then 10 can be formed. Similarly, if there are three characters in ATE, if these characters are rearranged, then it can be formed and T can be formed. So this is what the concept of anagram is. And let's have a look at the constraints. So length of the strings array that will be given to you, okay, will be of order 10 raised to power 4, and this strings length of each string in this string array is of order 100. Okay, and it is mentioned that each of the string is consisting of only lowercase English letters. Okay, so let's see how we'll be solving this particular problem. Okay, so let's take this input as our example. What we will be doing is, since it is mentioned in the constraints that only English letters, lowercase English letters will be there, so lowercase English letters are from A to Z. Okay, and so in total there are 26 lowercase English letters, and I guess then 26 size array will be sufficient to check their frequencies. Okay, how many times each letter is appearing in each word. So here, if we go by the definition, then in anagram the ordering of the characters is irrelevant. So we have to just check how many occurrences of each character is there. Okay, so in this particular one, let's say it was something like this, and these are two anagrams. So E is occurring twice, and A is occurring once, and T is occurring once. And if let's say you arrange them somehow in ascending order of their alphabetical wise, so A will be occurring once, E will be occurring twice, and T will be occurring once. Similarly here also, A is occurring once, E is occurring twice, and T is occurring once. So these are two frequency mappings. Okay, mapping 1 and mapping 2. So let's say we want something to uniquely identify each of the mapping. What we will be doing is, we will be doing something like this: A1, E2, and T1. After each character we are writing the frequency of that character, and we are forming a string. Okay, this is a key, you can say. Okay, this is a key. And similarly for mapping 2 also, let's call it key 1, and mapping 2 also we will be forming a key. It is A1, E2 and T1. So this is also a key, E2. Now key 1 and key 2 are similar, so they can be grouped to one group. Okay, so for that grouping we can use map will be storing key, and there will be a group, okay, which will be stored with the help of a vector string. Okay, so for a particular key you will be having a group. Okay, so these two strings will be added to one group, WEAT and TEEA. Okay, so and their key was A1, E2, T1. This was their key. So this is a mapping. Okay, so this is how we will be storing each group, and then at last we will be converting this group into what is required of us to do. We have to return vector of string. So 2D vector we are required to return, so we will convert this map into a 2D vector, 2D string vector array, whatever the language you are using, it depends upon that. So vector or array, basically vector in C++ and array in Java. So that's the case, and we'll be simply returning this vector. Now you may ask that how will be forming this frequency. This is another kind of mapping, which is a frequency mapping. These two are frequency mapping. For that, I already discussed that our 26 size integer array is sufficient. What we will be doing is we will be taking relative difference of every alphabet with respect to A. So for A it will become 0, for Z it will become 25, and it will continue something like this. Okay, so for each index 0 to 25, there can be a mapping of how many number of times that character is occurring. Okay, and then what we will do, we will simply pass this integer array to a function make key. Okay, and this, let's call this frequency or character frequency. Then we will be passing this character frequency to this make key function. This make key function will convert this particular frequency array into this key. Okay, and it will return you a string of the key. So that is how we will be storing everything. Map, it will be something like string and vector of string. Okay, this one is for group, this one is for key, and let's call this key string map or whatever you may prefer. So key string map. So let's see the implementation, how we will be doing each of these steps. First of all, we will be declaring a map. This will be used to form the groups with respect to key generated for each string. Form the groups with respect to key generated for each string. Okay, and this character frequency array will be used this array or say vector will be used to count the uh, to make the frequency mapping for every string, frequency mapping of characters. Mapping of characters for every string in the given strings array or say vector. Okay, now we will be taking the relative difference here. Okay, this is the relative difference that we are taking. So this mask is of no use, we can ignore it. And then here we are building the frequency mapping. For current string. Okay, now once we are done with it, we will be passing this frequency mapping to make a key of it. Okay, passing this frequency mapping to make a key out of it for current string. And then based upon keys we will be making doing the groupings of strings. Based upon keys we will be doing grouping of strings. Okay, now for this particular key string map that we are having, we will be forming a 2D string vector. Okay, now we are just required to form a 2D string vector or say array with help of key string map. Okay, so we will be initializing a current group, and second of the pair will be having all the strings that are in the current group. We will be adding them one by one, and we will be adding that group into our result. Okay, so instead of result you can take groups also, that's totally up to you what you want to name it. So let's take groups. Okay, and this is the function that will provide you the key. So what we are doing, if let's say if current character is having a non-zero frequency in the string, then you will include it into the key. First of all you will be adding the character. So like here we were adding a first, and then its frequency. Okay, so first we will be adding the character to the key, and then we will be adding its frequency. Okay, and once we are done with it, we will empty this character frequency array for reuse, or clear this input array for reuse for other strings. Okay, and then we will be returning this key that we just formed. Okay, that is how we will be solving this particular problem. If you are still having any doubts or any queries in general, then please feel free to ask them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.